She utterly hated Jimmie Walker. Now we know the reason why. Hook. Most people think this story is about two actors who simply couldn't stand each other. But the more I looked into it, the less it felt like a personal feud. It felt like two people fighting for completely different ideas of what Good Times was supposed to be. When you hear the name Esther Roll, it's almost impossible not to picture Florida Evans. Calm, strong. The emotional center of one of television's most important sitcoms. She wasn't just acting. She believed she was representing millions of black families who rarely saw themselves portrayed with dignity on national television. That's why what happened behind the scenes bothered her so deeply. And yes, Jimmie Walker ended up right in the middle of it. But the story isn't as simple as she hated him. In fact, it's much more complicated than that. Long before Hollywood knew her name, Esther Roll had already spent years proving herself. She wasn't an overnight success. She was born in Pompano Beach, Florida, one of 18 children, and nothing about her journey came easily. The stage became her classroom. Every role mattered. Every audition was another chance to show that black women deserved more than the limited stereotypes television usually offered. Those years shaped her. By the time Good Times came along in 1974, she wasn't looking for fame. She already knew exactly what kind of stories she wanted to tell. Florida Evans wasn't supposed to be just another sitcom mom. She was supposed to be intelligent, resilient, loving, a woman holding her family together despite poverty and constant hardship. Honestly, that's one of the reasons the early episodes still hold up today. They felt real. Then something happened that nobody, not even the producers, fully expected. Jimmie Walker's character, J.J. Evans, exploded in popularity. Dynamite. Suddenly that catchphrase was everywhere. Kids repeated it. Adults repeated it. The media couldn't get enough of it. Within a single season, J.J. became the face of Good Times. For the network, it looked like a dream. Ratings climbed. Audiences laughed louder. The show became a cultural phenomenon. But Esther Roll saw something very different happening. She believed the family drama was slowly disappearing. Instead of telling stories about struggle, hope, and resilience, the scripts increasingly revolved around JJ's exaggerated jokes and larger-than-life personality. That wasn't the show she thought she had signed up for. Here's what surprised me. Roll never really argued that Jimmie Walker wasn't talented. She knew audiences loved him. What she questioned was the direction of the series itself. She worried that JJ was becoming a caricature, someone who reinforced stereotypes she had spent decades trying to break. To Esther, television mattered. It shaped how people viewed black families. She didn't think cheap laughs were worth sacrificing that responsibility. Walker saw things differently. He believed comedy was exactly what audiences wanted. And honestly, he wasn't wrong either. His performance made millions of people laugh. It turned him into one of television's biggest stars almost overnight. From his perspective, he was simply doing the job he had been hired to do. That's what makes this conflict so fascinating. Neither side believed they were hurting the show. Both thought they were helping it. They just had completely different visions.